Hello. Let me know if that background music's too loud. What's up, Cot? I feel like it's too loud. Good morning, Ben. Prada. All right, Prada's here. We can get started. So yesterday we had this mess, or was it? Yeah, look at this mess yesterday. That whole afternoon session after that moved down. So if we just look at like the bodies, because all those wicks were faking people out, I'm sure, thinking that we're breaking out of that range. That's the whole afternoon session. That's crazy. However, I did trade that on my TopStep account. Like every time frame looks like garbage, but I just happened to be on the 30-second chart and everything looked really good there. I just kept taking good trades. We had several, I don't remember which ones I took, but several clear liquidity grabs with fair value gaps that you could enter. So we have this one longing there, aiming for the highs. I think I took that one, but not all of them meant something. For instance, this would have not gave you any points if you shorted that, but we didn't take out any new highs. But then we had this one clearly taking out new highs, and then an entry right here. I don't think I took that one either. I don't remember which ones I did take, but on our TopStep account, we were up 1900 after trading this. And I didn't even realize I was just in the zone like a machine. I kind of feel like it was yeah, we started out on the TopStep yesterday like minus 1100, and then I took one trade and got to plus 97, and I'm like, oh, I'll just be done with that. And I'm like, no, F it. I need to just try to trade this account. I don't need to, but you know, the trading urges are real, so I kept it on. At least I kept it on that account, and it worked out. Let's see what do we got going on. I've taken a couple trades on my Apex accounts this morning. I was up like 170, and then I just gave it all back right before I started this stream. So we'll I'll probably trade that later. Give that one a little bit of a rest. So on the weekly, we reached right up into that little imbalance. The copy trading works on, like, if I'm not across, I don't have anything set up across brokers. Because like I'm on, this is an AMP, this account's through AMP. And then I have 3 Apex accounts and 1 TopStep. So really no way to link them all, I don't think. And I don't really want to. I like being able to, I'm kind of like trading each one a little bit differently. And that's probably difficult for some people, but I think I do a good job at that. Of being able to, like, this AMP one, you know, we try to be as responsible as possible. And I think I can like switch when I go to the Apex counts when I'm just scalping for like 10 points, risking 10 points. And then I can switch that off. And when I go on TopStep, that one's like, I play that one super aggressively because I got it for free anyways. I'm not sure if we're gonna, no, not all 3 are funded. Is this not showing? Hold on 1 second. I never adjusted that. 1's funded and 2 are evals. But I have the 1 funded that we started on Monday. And then the other 2 are evals, and I'm just group trading those. And I'm just aiming for like $200 a day. They're all 25K accounts. Or what did I just say? $200 a day. And win or lose $200 a day. Typically, since they're all small 25K accounts. So playing like kind of conservative on my goals, but then kind of aggressive on the trades because I am trading a mini on those, and those should be on all micros. But Apex runs deals all the time, and those are all very cheap accounts. And then this AMP account is like a live real money account. That's mine. That's like our main focus every day. Okay, so weekly we touched that. I kind of feel like we would go true, it doesn't matter, but I mean, people watching like to know, so that's all right. I kind of feel like we would fill that in, but we don't have to. The daily, got several gaps up. I'm not gonna even bother putting any text in them because I don't know. I just don't know. Just kind of marking out some areas. So wherever we see these rectangles, it's gonna be in balances, whether that's in the form of a fair value gap or a new day opening gap. So that's how we'll do that. So we've got all those. This is 400 points away, all this buy side up there, so I'm not going to bother marking that out. We do have all this buy side, how we have all these bodies, couple wicks. So I could see us reaching up into that at some point. Now, do we go lower before we go up there? We don't really have any sell side on the 4 hour, except for this swing. Let's see what that looks like on the hourly. Could come down in there. Yeah, all these are suck zones. So all the rectangles are higher time frame imbalances. So new day opening gaps, a new week opening gap, things like that. I just have them on here to kind of see how we behave when we hit those areas. That move, that was yesterday. Came back halfway, like pretty perfectly. I'll be right back. All right. Okay, so we had that move yesterday. All right, let's go back a couple days. We had this gap from Friday to Sunday or Friday to Monday or whatever, our suck zone that it ripped right up into without us. We have more displacement. Came back 50% right into one of these imbalances that we have marked out. So, I mean, it definitely seems like we're just going to keep going higher. The news this morning at 8:30 ripped down, just, you know, wiping out anybody's trailing stops beneath all these swings. This, I don't think it needed to go below this one because this one took out that one. So this was just hitting anybody who was trailing stops. So see if we continue. I think that's enough for putting on the charts. I don't like putting too much. But we'll see what the market does. Good morning, Op Man. I changed the music track, so I think the audio is fine, but let me know if it's too loud or too quiet. I just want like a little bit in the background, nothing too crazy. So just took out buy side right there, but we're also in all this displacement down from that move yesterday afternoon. Whoa. That was a quick move. And over here, kind of went right up into that little order block right there. What's up, Delta? The high from yesterday, I think, is right at the low of that. Right? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna try to be pretty patient today and picky with my trades. We overtraded yesterday. Worked out. We were green on every account. However, I should not be doing that. Yeah, I did the same thing on my Apex accounts, Delta. This move right here, I was longing off of these little fair value gaps, but I'm not willing to hold on to the trades on that account. So I was up 170 on each one, and I'm like, what I was talking about yesterday, I think in the Discord about goals, I have a goal of 200 on those accounts. So what did I do? I kept going, and then I kept getting stopped out. So now I'm down like 150 or 170 or something like that. And then I was aiming for the highs, and that's what's happening. So we have that buy side liquidity up here and inside this imbalance. So curious to see how we react up here. Are you out of it, Elite? I mean, you're already up 15 points, and I know you nice. 5 minis. Where'd you cover at? It's not bad. It's 30 points with 1 mini. It worked. I was kind of hoping that the market would come back a little bit more. Listen, we're not worried about what ES is doing. I'm worried about what the Nasdaq is doing. If Nasdaq is stronger than ES, who's to say whether Nasdaq is going to pull ES up or if ES is going to pull Nasdaq down? So with that said, I don't really care what ES is doing. Yeah, hasn't that kind of been the case for the last like I don't know, 5 years? But I hear you on just this week. We are on the weekly, we just filled in this whole fair value gap, so we could start moving back down. Like if you look at this weekly candle, at one point this was all green, and then it gave a wick and ended red. Same thing could happen with this one now that we filled in this fair value gap on the weekly. Oh, heyo. Took out buy side right up into this gap. See if we can get a fair value gap and an entry. It's relatively small risk right here. Better entry would have been up here if I had a limit, about 10 points. But we're in it for like 15. We also went to like halfway of that gap right there. Probably think about exiting halfway if we get to like around halfway of that, because I don't know if we're gonna. All right, I'm gonna at least move this down to halfway. All right, that filled me when the chart was not rendered in. So I got out halfway because would be a good point for the market to hit that and then keep coming up and making new highs. It's not a bad trade, right? Nice and quick. 73 to 55. That's why I'm really liking the 30-second chart when liquidity is taken out. Was that halfway? Because that is what I was wanting to get. I mean, this could, yeah. So this could continue, but we're looking for high probability A+ setups. Appreciate that, Delta. So that trade was 370. I've never gotten into tick charts. I probably won't for the time being, just because, I mean, obviously I'm trading what ICT teaches, and a lot of his stuff is about time and price. But if tick charts work for you, that is what we're all here to try to figure out what works for us. Now, since we exited that, this is going to run to 7 or 100 points, because all my trades on this account, it seems like when I exit, they go to 100 points. But I think that was a smart play, getting out at the halfway level, because we have a lot of points of interest up here, so I'm not convinced we're going to go lower. We could continue going higher. And with this displacement, that 50%, if we didn't get a setup up here, I would have probably end up at least trying to buy this. I don't know if it's going to work out, but that's also why I kind of don't even pay attention. That's what I love about futures is as long as you're not in the market during some of these events that happen, mainly like the ones that are listed on the economy calendars and stuff, like PPI news and FOMC and crap. If you're not in during those moments, or I mean, there's nothing you can do about world events. Like if all of a sudden there was a nuke dropped and then the market moved, like you would have no idea. But besides that, you don't really have to pay attention to any of that stuff. And I hate paying attention to the news. And that's why I like futures and stuck with this, because I was trying to day trade stocks. And I didn't like that you have to, like, you're supposed to be like paying attention to all the business stuff for different companies, and I don't really care. I didn't want to do that. I'm like, you got to be able to trade. I know you can trade without paying attention to that, but that's more for what we're doing here on futures. And just stay out during big events, and you can just read the chart and trade it. I mean, what are you supposed to do? I mean, I'm assuming the market's gonna dump if there was like a nuke drop somewhere. All right, you guys can all make fun of my word choices. My vocabulary sucks, and I'm fully aware of it. So I just say whatever comes to my mind first. It's got me this far in life, so I'm fine with it. What's the correct term for the business stuff? Look at that optimal trade entry right there. Yeah, business stuff and things. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to click 3 different buttons to make money. Not sure if I'm going to trade more on this account or not. I'm kind of confused as to what we're doing. I think that's a good entry. Yeah, I was just looking for something. That other one was getting a little old. But we do need to switch it up every once in a while, right? The royalty free stuff only goes so hard. I don't think I should trade anymore on this account, actually. So up 370 on it with just one trade. That's kind of a goal of mine, is to just take one decent trade a day. Could have had a little bit more out of that, not by much at this point. And I think that was the best scenario to get out at that midpoint, because it could have easily turned around and kept going higher. As of right now, we came back down into this fair value gap on the 1 minute, which also is OTE. I don't remember what shows, so let me log out of this real quick. And we'll log into our TopStep account. Yeah, I just do better. My first one to two trades are my best trades, and then typically I start going downhill after that. So I would prefer to just switch to a different account, switch to like an evaluation account that I'm not that worried about. So we'll trade this TopStep account. Appreciate that, man. I mean, I didn't make it. I just found it yesterday. It sounded better than what we had. Let's pull up our TopStep account and show you guys where we're at. So we're on day 4. We have to get to 9,000 in profit, and we're up 3,700. Had a couple $1,000 days. First day was 1,400. That was Friday. Monday 430. Yesterday 1,900. That was a good day. So we are just cruising, almost halfway. Look at that. we got sell side beneath the news at 8:30. So that seems to be a pretty, plus this imbalance that we have down here seems to be where we are going to be heading. And it makes sense because we shorted at, what was that, 73-ish? And 73 is around there, so a 100-point move again. As expected. I don't know, I say it because I don't know, we've taken like 4 or 5 trades since I started streaming where that entry I had went to 100 plus points and it never hit my stop. Of course I would have had to hold like all day, but it's nice seeing that. It sucks missing out on all that money, but we can always make more by scaling up. Really lost steam on this market today. What's up, McLovin? So we know Elite took a trade. He got this move perfectly. Quick 10-point scalp off of that. Anybody else take anything yet? Now that we took the lows from this morning, that could have been a liquidity grab. Right there, and then here's fair value gap entry. I don't know. I kind of be gambling by taking that because I'm not too certain we're going up. It's just slowed down a lot. Right, I mean, this move up here definitely indicates we're going to go take out the lows, and typically highs and lows from like a news event will get taken out, just a matter of when, and then finding a good entry that you can withstand any drawdown in to go after it. And who knows what the market wants to do before it gets down there. I still think it's going to go down there before it makes any new highs. What's up, Knives? We took one trade on the AMP account for plus like 370. Took a short at the highs, got out at like the 50% level. Yes, you did, Tyler. Wasn't that oh, I didn't see that message. I saw the other one about AMD. Damn. Tyler, were you here for the trade I took earlier? We just took one trade up on, I can't show the entries because I switched over to the TopStep account, but after that buy side was taken out, 30-second fair value gap with an entry. I took my profits at 50% of the move from here, so wasn't too much, but just going after some high probability exits. Obviously, I would want it to go super low, but I was not too convinced we were going to keep going lower, so just got out at the halfway mark. Just taking what the market's given me. What was the risk on that trade? Is it this one you posted? Damn. 50 points with 2 minis. I like that. There we go. That was really the only entry for this move. Right, all these other time frames are just wicks all over the place. I like seeing that. We have a little drop and then a couple green candles and a reaction off of that. Just don't like all the back and forth. There's really nowhere to get in at. I guess on the 1 minute there's a fair value gap right here with an entry. Didn't see that. Risking about 13 points. That would have been a decent entry. And then targeting down here. That's what I was thinking. I don't know if I trust it if it came back up there again. That's what I was just about to draw this out because we didn't take that low out. Definitely seems like we're wanting to go down here. We could get in now and risk 20 points. Aiming for 30. I'll risk it on this account. Let's put a buy up here, just in case. I don't want to risk it going past this candle that formed the fair value gap. Ideally, probably above this one, but I'm not willing to risk that. So we'll see if it plays out. I'm not that confident in this trade. However, that's what this account is for. Hopefully this fair value gap can hold us right here. And that should have just left, should have just taken Delta's advice and waited for it to come up here. At least we'd be risking only 10 points instead of 20. Definitely should have waited for the markets to come back up here. You risk less. You aim to make more. I think my whole trading career, I'm going to have to keep extra accounts that I can take less quality trades on. Yes, I knew you were gonna come in here with something. I feel like you don't like that I do this, on how I have this attitude on some of these extra accounts. But it's been working for me. Like if I fail these evals, it's keeping my, for some reason I can keep my bad habits only on those. So instead of trying to completely get rid of bad habits, which is hard, I just feed into them, but make sure I only keep it on those accounts. If you can't do that, then it's a bad idea and you shouldn't do this and have multiple accounts and trade differently. But it seems to be working for me. Yes, ideally, every time I take a trade, it should be exactly what I want. But I have those urges to trade. I have the urges to want to trade more size. I have the FOMO trades, which is kind of what this one was. But as long as I keep them on accounts that aren't really in the money yet, then it's fine. I'm controlling them by keeping them on these accounts. Perfect. Glad we're all in agreement. It's not looking too great for this one. I think Tyler's on the oh, never mind. I think I'm thinking of somebody in here, or somebody who comments is on static accounts. I don't think that's him though. Yeah, the static, you have to like start on 1 or 2 micros. You cannot go to minis. Isn't it? It's like $600 or something. I think they're fine. You can't trade minis. I know they let you, but you can't do it. You got to take it slow. Profit goal 2000 and drawdown is 625. Yeah, you're not trading minis on that. You need to build your account with micros and then switch to minis when you have enough room. on Apex. They let you trade 2 minis right away, but that's insane. Yeah, Apex has the static. I was just looking at that. Here. Yeah, you're gonna blow that real quick. What is that? That's 300 per mini. So you get 15 points of drawdown if you were to max that out. That's crazy. What was the what were the goals in the drawdown with that, McLovin? Somebody, I don't know who, but somebody commented on a video the other day and they switched to static accounts because it forced him to trade micros because you just can't do the minis. And I guess he's been doing good. I mean, that's the way to do it. I mean, that's what we should be doing. Shouldn't just jump into trying to make several $100s a day. But the temptation is too hard to pass up. I know what you mean, Tyler. This looks good so far. I mean, we got pretty close getting stopped out there, but we got a high, low, higher, high displacing down for fair value gap. We got this chart came to 30.50 and we're at 31.25. Let's leave this here and just see how the market behaves when we get there. Yeah, honestly, the best, I think the best one to get is a 25K account. Because the 25K account has a 1-to-1 risk. Drawdown and profit are the same. Once that starts changing, then they're just tempting you to trade more, and you can't risk as much. But you have to, with 1,500 drawdown, means you have to trade like you only have $1,500, and with one mini, that's only 75 points. Which you can do it. I did that on my Apex accounts I have right now. That's what all those are, 25K accounts, and one is funded. And I'm trading minis, but I am looking for like 10-point risk trades. So then that's 7 trades in a row I'd have to lose before the accounts failed. That's what I'm trying to do. Cone killer. 200. I either make 200 a day or lose 200 a day. And we have the one past. The two evals are right behind. So I was wanting to try to pass them this week, but I don't know. I'm down like 170 on each of those today. I may just leave them there. Kind of like teach myself to just be okay with a red day. I don't need to make the minus 170 and minus 300. Exactly. Right. That's my thoughts too, Tyler. Like I should not be losing that many trades in a row. At the same time, you need to make sure that when you do if you have 3 losing trades in a row, that those aren't massive. She didn't make you turn it off quick enough. You guys can ignore him. He's a friend of mine in real life. Oh man. I forgot we had a trade on. He's got headphones. Yeah, that quick reaction off of this low is not ideal. Not ideal for the current position that we're in. Look at that. He's trying to gain your guys' acceptance. I'm right there with you guys. This one doesn't look like it's working out. Why are we gonna turn around at that low though? Doesn't make any goddamn sense. Who the hell is Waller? You know, I didn't even look at the news today. I mean, I knew we had that PP news this morning. got the Fed 10:15 and Atlanta Fed. Oh, and then we have minutes of FOMC at 2. That gives us some type of reaction typically, right? Not like a normal FOMC, but it's something. Yeah, I definitely would have preferred definitely would have preferred it to come down here. That's what it looks like. It says FOMC minutes. Wednesday minutes of September FOMC meetings. Yeah, almighty, that was, I mean, I got in a little late. I should have only been risking, that risk should have only been 10 points, and then maybe we would have at least gotten break even on this move as it made new lows right there. And then maybe I should have moved my stop down to break even if we were in where we should have been in, but market my patience kind of got to me and I took an extra 10-point risk, but that's all right. It was only a 20-point loss. Fairly confident that I spot 20 to 50-point trades often enough to where one 20-point losing trade is not a big deal. I'm just not too confident. You know, that was the move I was wanting, clearly. I was fairly confident in that. I'm not too confident now that we keep going higher. There's no inefficiencies on really any of these. So, I mean, who knows? I guess on the 3-minute up there, on the 5-minute, maybe that's I don't know, maybe we're gonna come up here, hit that, and then go lower. Not too confident on any of those. So I may just skip the rest of the day, honestly. What's the damage? Did minus 839 on this account. So we're right beneath 3,000 in profit on it. That's all right. Yesterday we had a massive day. I mean, I'm not aiming to make 1,900 on this every day. It just happened. So giving up 800 today means 1,000 over 2 days. So 500 a day. To pass this in 1 month, I have to average 450 a day. So we're on track with it. So yeah, I mean, I can walk away, and I do walk away, and I do stop on some accounts. But as you know, I have multiple, and sometimes I do end up trading in the afternoons. But I do try to keep my risk very small because I know I should not be continuing to trade. Possibly. Are you thinking about this, Tyler, going up to there? Well, I mean, now that it stopped us out, now we can rotate all the way to where we wanted. That's where our target was. I am better at walking away than I used to be. And I really may, it's like I've been doing pretty good. So taking a day to have a couple accounts red, I'm like paying my dues. Like, okay, Nasdaq, you can have today, but I'm gonna get the rest of the week. So if we keep those red days little. Appreciate it, Knives. We've definitely come a long way just since I started. I've come a long way just in my trading journey to begin with, but even just since starting YouTube, I traded a lot different several months ago. It's kind of cringy. Yeah, that's for some of these on the weekly, we came up into this inefficiency and right there at the midpoint. So I'm not too convinced we're going to go any higher than that. Oh, you're good. I have you don't have to use the codes, Almighty. If you just click the link in the description, then that will like count towards mine, but it's really not a big deal. The code is for if you don't click an affiliate link and you just go straight to either TopStep or Apex, and then you can use, I think, a code to help like for it to tie back to me. But the way that works is if you just click a link, it will count towards me. No, I'm on like I started in the beginning of 2020, so 3.5 years. Although I feel like the first year was not really trading. First year was being naive, thinking I could play this like a game. And I got it handed to me. Yeah, just, I mean, if you want, you don't have to, obviously, but if you're looking at Apex, just use whatever code whatever their code they're talking about. I think like, I don't know what the hell it is, but if you just click the link, that will count. That will go towards me, and I appreciate it. With coupon half, so I don't know what the hell their code is. It's either half, HALF, or the coupon I have in the description should give you the same discount. The student struggle. So I look at the market so much differently now. So I don't even know. Well, like, I didn't know what was going on those first couple years. Elite, I think you should take a 10-minute break away from the charts. Because you know, when that stuff starts happening, it's going to mess with you. So just walk away. Later, McLovin. Good decision. Yeah, I don't think I'm not really interested in trading anything right now. I'll hang out here with you guys. I don't know, like another 20-30 minutes. And then I don't know, maybe I'll see if the markets are moving at 2 with FOMC minutes and see if I can take a couple of scalps then, but super small sniper entries, preferably on the 30-second chart. That's where I really like some of these. But this one was money back here. Definitely could have held it to the lows, but you never know. Sometimes we just come back to the 50 level. Oh, even the lows weren't that low, only 50 points. I really thought we were going to keep going higher, so again, we had the displacement up. Retracing 50% would have been a good opportunity to long off of with these points of interest up here, so I think exiting there was the best decision. What's up, Grim? You're a little late. Oh yeah, I mean, I was just messing with you, but if you have a rule where you wait till 11, then by all means follow that rule. All right, Elite, you gotta step away, man. Yeah, just leave it there. 900 a day is respectable. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't need more, and you're gonna get pissed if you start giving some of that back. And we are just in a chop zone right now. When we just keep making these lows by a little bit and then quick move up, it's just gonna start chopping everyone up. Yeah, you keep trying to print that money and tell me how that works. Nasdaq is gonna unplug that printer and then wrap it around your neck and strangle you with it. Yes, sir. I decided to go ahead and switch to minis on my main account. my personal scaling plan, I was not there yet that I made for myself to start trading minis. However, I obviously have enough margin to trade a mini, and I have enough in there to withstand some drawdown on minis, especially for the trades I'm taking. So I felt confident enough in myself to make the switch to a single mini on my live account. And I feel like I do better if I can at least trade a mini. I think I can trade that better than if I trade micros. Just psychological reasons. And all the other accounts, I'm on minis. So I'm adding risk by having to keep going back, switching to micros when I'm only on that account, double checking. If one day I forget and I accidentally click like if I'm clicking 5 micros and it's actually 5 minis on that account, like that would be bad. So if I just keep all my charts on minis and just trade one mini on that, I think I can do fine. What's going on here? Elite, are you giving bad advice? We're not doing go big or go home trades. Oh man. All right, I must have missed something. What happened, Delta? Oh, you were on a short at 319. Uh-oh. So is your account gone? Were you on Apex? Oh, okay, you hit your daily loss limit. All right, so I mean that saved you. Yeah, I feel you. I mean, if you're that close to your loss limit, at least that will save you. But just know that if you're ever on an account that you don't have a loss limit, doesn't work. So you got to be careful with that. It's like the smallest little gap right there on the 30-second after taking those lows. But this is looking like yesterday afternoon. What time frame do you guys all trade on? For the majority of like when you enter a trade, what time frame are you on? There it is, Delta. we're all pretty similar. The 1 minute was my go-to, but then I recently started liking, as you saw, the 30-second. But as you know, I like marking out the zones on the higher time frames, obviously. I don't like this though when there's no inefficiencies really on the 1 minute. Since we're not going to take a trade, come watch the 1 second. This thing is insane looking. That's kind of how I feel, Tyler, whenever I'm marking things out. I'm like, okay, this should happen, but then you have to also realize that doesn't have to happen, and the market is going to do whatever the F it wants to happen, whatever it wants to do. I mean, it's nice marking things out and then seeing the reactions there, but that's right. That only happens if you're in a trade too, whenever you're making your analysis. If you don't get in a trade, it does exactly what you pointed out. Yeah, it's not. I mean, this doesn't show anything off that move. I haven't used those before, Grim. I've looked at them, but I can't now. I'm too deep in fair value gaps. I work from home as a software developer, and I like being behind on everything. So I do this and then try to make up time later on, or work in the evenings or take care of things on the weekends, sometimes overnight. I did make a trading bot that it was linked up to Tradervue. I had a couple different I built out a couple different strategies on it. And it's pretty cool because I made like a website where I was thinking of building it to where other people could use it and they could sign in and stuff like that. So you could put in your parameters, like how much you're willing to risk, what you want your profit target to be, and your stop and stuff, and then just let it run. When I would run it on Tradevate's market replay, so when I was back testing it, I ran it on the market replay and it was making money. But then anytime I'd run it live or forward test it, it'd lose money. I'm like, so I don't know if there was a bug in there or the market replay stuff was weird, but you trade while you're in class. That's awesome. I will admit I've been on the charts before, like in a meeting, and I don't even know what the hell's going on because I'm so focused on the candles. Yeah, I still have the code and everything for that. And I kind of want to go back and see if I could adjust it. Because I mean, a trading bot, that's the end game. Just let that thing run, making money, doing nothing. But like one of the strategies I built on it was, I think on the 15-minute, after a 15-minute candle forms, it would mark out a fib. I don't remember what the values were, so we'll just use this one for instance. And for the next 15 minutes, if we were on the bottom side, I think as it would hit one of the fib lines, it would just mark it in with a sell, expecting a bounce, and then put the stop at the next line and just try to catch the little bounces in here. So for instance, like this, as it came up, sell right here, which is a 1-to-1, and it would go right here. And then once that got hit, I think I would skip that. I don't know. It was something like that. And when I would back test it, it worked. But the Tradevate's market replay with the trading bot was a little weird. So I think things were just, I don't know. So if anyone thinks they have a strategy we could code, let me know and I'll think about it. I need to like it too. I was trying to think of how to code a way to use fair value gaps, but it's kind of difficult with how we're trading them. Doesn't ICT talk about a macro running 10 minutes before 11? So we were just talking about, Tyler. It plays out when you're not in it. So daily level bounces, like what would you aim for? A percentage of the move, and just set your stop loss at a percent. So for instance, oh, that was a daily high yesterday that we hit. So I mean, that would have worked. Today we only went 3 points past it. And just have to look back and see what your risk would need to be. That'd be super easy. I kind of wanted something that would take a lot of trades throughout the day. Congratulations, Delta. So that daily loss limit saved you, because if you kept doing that on a real account, you'd be even worse. And some days we just don't read the markets correctly. It's just not our day. And you have to just walk away before you do too much damage to your account. Student struggle. Are you in our Discord? We'll go ahead and pop an invite link in here for anyone who isn't. It's not a bad idea. I kind of wanted, and I also wanted to build something that other people could take advantage of. Whether they have to subscribe to try to use it. I mean, then it would be a form of revenue for me. I mean, it took a lot of my time to build what I do have, but if people could make their own accounts on there, and then they could kind of plug in, I need it to be where people can enter their own parameters and kind of use it how they want. I don't know. It's always in the back of my mind to keep working on that. I kind of need to make it work as taking the trades myself first, and then figure out a way to code something. I just don't know. I've only thought a little bit about how to code taking trades off of fair value gaps, because they don't always mean something. Look at this one on the 1 minute. So if the bot was watching that and it formed a bullish fair value gap, taking out this fair value gap took out swings, but it did not, that would have failed. So how do I do that? One thing would be just to wait for the markets to come back to the beginning of the fair value gap and just see if we get a reaction. Or not see if we get a reaction, just take a trade off of it. Let's go down to the 1 second and see what would have happened. So I guess that would have worked. So that's the low. If it just bought at the bottom and put a stop right there, just looking for a little reaction, even a, let's say a 2-to-1, would have got 3 points off of that. And then if it just did that all day long, I don't know. Yeah, something like that could work, Tyler. I don't know if you like keep up with, oh look, we came up into that 5 minute. See if we get something like on the 30-second up here. I'll take another trade on this account. I don't know if you keep up with like ICT, but he has his son kind of doing that, what Tyler just mentioned. He only, I think he just watches 5 or 15 minute swings and then drop down into a 30-second chart to get an entry. But I like that we're up here in this 5 minute fair value gap, which is also OTE because it's up in this higher quadrant. I kind of, Joseph, I kind of switch it up. Yeah, this is the fact that we displaced right up into that, we could treat that as a inversion fair value gap now. I'm trying to trade how comfortable I am on, I have 3 different accounts. So like I am for sure done on my AMP account. I took a decent trade there, read the market perfectly. There's no need I need to risk any more on that. But I have 2 other accounts that I kind of may or may not trade on and off throughout the day. But my off switch for streaming trading is about right now. Of course, when we have the most amount of people watching, but I have to get actual work done here in a minute. And I just have no idea what the hell the market's doing anymore right now. I really thought we'd go down here before we go higher. Yeah, that makes sense, Tyler. What? Are you talking about this daily up here? It just seems so far away. I guess it's not that far away now. 100 more points. We could do that before 2. I mean, I think we got our good trade today, and on the account that actually matters. Short off of this gap after highs were taken. Shoulda, woulda, coulda held on to that to the lows. I just was not too confident that we were going back down at that point because I was still long biased, even though I did take a short. So, but securing profits is our goal. This account's down right now. 800, the TopStep combine, and then I'm also down a little under 200 on our Apex. Let's see what those are at. I don't remember. So our 3 Apexes are down 167. One of them is a funded account. The other 2 are evals, all in the green. I don't know if I'm even, I don't know. I'm not trading anymore right now. I may jump on after 2 p.m. and see what's going on, then see if I could take something. We basically came right back up into that 30-second fair value gap that we took earlier. All right, I'm getting off because I have a very strong urge to take a trade right now, and I don't want to. I want to wait until later. So if you guys do, be careful. Talk to anybody in the Discord, because I usually have that open all day anyways. You guys be careful. Good job on following plans and rules and keeping student struggle. Did you set up your bank account info? Because everyone stopped using Deal. I haven't had any payout. I have not had a payout on a funded account, but they have paid me through like the affiliate stuff, and those have gone through quick. You just got to make sure you have your stuff filled out. There was a delay last month, so maybe they just have like a huge influx of people, but I just had a payout a couple days ago. Not from the trading payout though, but I want to see why any of that stuff would be different. But all right, you guys all have a good one. Talk to you guys later and see you in the morning.